All right, welcome back to another Madden 24 video. This time we're actually looking at franchise, and there's a little 3-minute video. Not sure if you're going to be hearing audio from this because the last Madden video I did, it wasn't even like EA that, copyright claimed the video. It was some random beat in the background where you could barely hear it throughout the video that they claimed it. And at first I was like, oh, look at that. They have a new feature, monetization sharing, copyright sharing. Yeah, their definition of sharing is giving me 1% of it, and 98% or 99%, math is hard, I mean, maybe they do deserve it then, of the revenue for 30 seconds of a song that they copyright. So, yeah, I may end up having to mute the entire thing, and I'll probably end up just, explaining stuff throughout anyways, so who really cares? But, yeah, that's basically the disclaimer. So if you want to hear the full thing, I'll have it in the link. There'll be a link for this in the description, and there'll also be a link for the actual article because they did another kind of deep dive Gridiron notes thing. So we'll take a look at that, and that's basically it. And yeah, let's hop into this thing, see how much they show. More control. There's the Lumberjacks. Customization, baby. And I did play this training camp, mini camp game stuff in the beta, and there was actually a lot to it, and there was a lot of fun stuff in it. So this was actually a pretty good addition from what I played in the beta. And you can see all these different styles. There's a couple of fun ones where you have to run around and avoid tackles. And look at the kicking. That took him a long time. I tried that one. That is not that easy. All right. That was 60 attempts for that guy, whoever did it. Clearly. That one was fun as well. That is perfect coverage, by the way. That is insane. How the hell is that a catch? Look at this. Boom. Runs him right through. Mini games. So this would be a little annoying though for people that play in an online league. But that's, you can't really complain about more, right? Of course, trade system, free agency and contracts, expanded draft generators, and new talent trees. So he's talking about you can make real moves, try to follow real life GMs. I'm not really sure what that's about though. The irony though of putting Tremaine Edmonds on there, who probably has a massive dead hit. Same with Jalen Hurts. I don't know, who cares? But so for this one, if I'm not mistaken, you can't put 6 players. I don't remember if you can do 6 picks. But you definitely can't do 6 players, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure at most you can do is 3. But that's fine, right? 3 players is good enough. It could make that could make the speed rebuilds more fun though, for sure. 50 option selections, negotiation tactics, franchise tag improvements, AI enhancements. Franchise tags, 5-year option, accept option. So when you do this at a different time now, which is good. Is that Dalvin? You know the salary room to... Okay. Restructuring, George Kittle will free 6.42 mil. Cap after restructure. So is this a base restructure? The game has it in there and you can't manually restructure? Estimated cap space after restructure. What? Oh, that's for 2025. Fair enough. Okay, I misread the hell out of that. I was like, damn, they paying George Kittle $70 million a year? Damn. What about this generator? I do like that. You could see they actually had this type of build, but it was for a safety. They're usually like 84, 85 speed, but that is cool, like having guys that are like, I don't know, we're 99 hit power, but they don't have to be generational, right? Like, just because you have 99 hit power doesn't mean the guy needs to have 98, like 94 speed, 93 excel. Just having 99 hit power, or, you know, a tight end having 99 spec or something ridiculous, but still being kind of raw, it's fine. Multi-talented. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that. So obviously, if you didn't see that, you know, the guy is a decent quarterback. I mean, it's kind of a waste, right? Because he's still good enough as a quarterback. But let's say you drafted him. You drafted 2 QBs because the first guy you thought was going to be really good was normal dev. You're like, uh-oh. And then you have another guy that looks pretty decent later, and you grab him, but he's also an athlete, and you've basically got yourself, you know, a hybrid. I think that's kind of cool. Oh, snap. Now that's a little ridiculous. 6'9" wide receiver. Yeah, I'm sure those guys are going to go like top 10 in user leagues. Third talent tree. They already had a third talent tree, no? Or does he mean the coordinators? Because I think the coordinators only had one, yeah. Boost jump. Okay, jumping usually doesn't matter in the game, though. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, who cares, right? Here we go. Relocation, baby. It's the Condors. Yeah. So they're talking about new cities, new concepts. I don't know if there's new actual teams, but the biggest thing that he mentioned, because like I said, I might have this video muted because I don't want to get copyright claimed, is that obviously you get to relocate right away, which is awesome. I had a really good, and I'm talking about really good beta video, because I'm a beta. I don't want to be an alpha, like a couple weeks back, but, you know, they talked about you can't share the beta information. People still upload it and, you know, reap the benefits. So, I mean, I don't know. But it was really good and almost all positive, and I talked about that in the relocation where, you know, you do relocate and then it just happens right on the spot. You don't have to wait a whole season like you used to. It's great. There was a bunch of new cities and all that, and it seemed like you actually got all of the uniform options. I don't know if that's actually, you know, just from the beta or whatnot, but more options it seems like, because you pretty much get everything. And let me play it. So more commissioner settings. Free agent motivation impact determines how motivations after all affect player signing and raising the impact makes it easier to sign. So this should, you know, I don't know, I might actually make this low, because let's be honest, the motivation was a good idea, but 90+% of a player's motivation is money. So, you know, money's going to be the thing. Now, when it comes down to 2 teams offering the same money, okay, now those motivations make play a factor, but 9 times out of 10, you end up offering way more than the AI, and you're the one that doesn't get it. It's the AI that gets the player. Okay, now that is a little busted. I hope that the problem with this, though, is I hope it shows this stuff for everyone, because once if the team, like the commissioner chooses like the Bills and then puts this on very weak, you know, obviously you'd have to be some sort of loser anyways to like try to cheat for a franchise, unless, you know, I guess there's money on the line, but, you know, you could easily just abuse the hell out of this, right? Just put very weak for all the positions you don't need, right? This one, obviously, the fact that they have to mention this right now is kind of ridiculous, but yeah, that feature we needed so bad. Yeah, we've already seen that. Regression. So they did put a lot more effort into, you know, they're showing a lot of Rodgers, man. But you know, a lot of effort into the commissioner settings. You know, a lot of different, like the regression thing, I think is a pretty good idea, especially for quarterbacks, because it seems like the quarterbacks, they do regress really hard, even when they're not supposed to. I hope they fix that, though, where at the end of the season, no matter what, it seems like even if they're a young player, they would lose ratings, especially physical traits. Accuracy I can kind of see, but throw power, speed, and all that should not downgrade, even if you had a bad season, if you're a young player, right? Like, you don't just lose your athleticism. It's maybe decision-making, but not athleticism. You know, well, that makes no sense. But yeah, this is a nice little video. I mean, straight and simple to the point, and of course, showing a couple of the new features. Let's take a look at the Gridiron notes real quick. So here are the training camp things, you know, showing the different, the little things. You know, at this point, I don't know if they care about talking about the beta anymore, but, you know, the ones I played, Chase and Tackle was fun. DB Battle was pretty fun, actually. Wide receiver stuff, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, I was the wide receiver running routes, which was super fun. Pass Skeleton, I don't remember playing that one, to be fair. But inside training camp, the process is simple. First, choose your minigame. Minigames are available for every position on the roster, except the offensive line ones used to be so fun. I didn't even think about that, but they actually didn't put that in. That's a little bit of an L. And the minigame selected will determine which players in your roster are eligible to play. From there, you can choose any eligible player, but choose wisely, as each minigame can only be completed once, and the player is only allowed to complete one minigame in training camp. Once inside the minigame, your success dictates your gains as you vie for a bronze, silver, or gold medal of varying awards based on which medal you achieve. The rewards can come in all different forms, including skill points, which allow you to upgrade your player. You're not obligated to participate in training camp if you only play a few or none of the minigames. The unplayed will be simulated with a random weighted chance of either gold, silver, or bronze in the same fashion that is done with the CPU. So I like that you can get gold, silver. Usually when you sim training in games, you know, in the previous games, because this season, you don't even actually, like, do anything, right? Like, they just kind of give you a base set, but usually you would get mid to low. But if you can actually get a chance at gold for not even playing, that's cool. Weekly strategy, all 26 minigames will be available, but each focused player will be limited to playing the minigames that are eligible for. Minigames in franchise will play bit different than the minigames in the front end. It's because in franchise, players will use their true ratings, which, with a few exceptions, we've adjusted the medal thresholds to account for this. All right, fair enough. Okay, so trades, following the barrage of blockbuster trades over. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. A lot of these trades in real life, you know, it's like Robert Quinn for a 4th and a 7th. You know, I don't even remember the actual trade. It might have been a straight up 4th, but usually there's like a 6th or a 7th thrown in there. Like, even the randomest of players, there'll be like 2 draft picks involved in it. And it's like, that's for random players, let alone blockbuster trades, right? So that is something that we've needed for a while, and I'm glad to see that, you know, that happens. However, the amount of trades have doubled to 3 to 6, balance, whatever. The fortunate reality is that Madden is a video game, and sometimes being ultra-realistic isn't necessary for as fun as so. The amount of players you can add to a trade package will remain at 3, while the maximum number of picks you will be able to offer is 6. So like I said, only 3 players, but that's fine. I mean, that's, you know, it is what it is. It'd be great to have 6, but it is what it is. Who cares? Extra draft picks. Being able to include up to 6 draft picks in a trade meant that we needed to provide you with some additional capital to be able to pull off these trades. We've added an additional year of draft picks, so you'll not be able to trade out from the current year, the following year, and 2 years out. Fair enough. I didn't really even think about that, but that's pretty cool, you know, getting to go forward. Trade tuning, and there's a number of factors that go into trades are offered or accepted. With the additional trade slots, it was vital that we made a complete pass over our trade tuning. Throughout the cycle, we uncovered a number of issues that were causing problems and inconsistent with how players were being valued, and have made many improvements that should result in players of all types being valued more consistently. In addition, with the extra years of picks, an additional pass on the value of draft picks needs to be done. While in the draft, we try to replicate the infamous draft pick charts that you've seen here, coaches. Yeah, so when I talk about, when I literally kind of like scolded some people in my latest rebuild, I talk about how, I'm trading pick 1 for a bunch of draft picks, but the game doesn't allow that because for some reason the top couple of picks aren't really valued as much as real life. And I have to throw in like a 99 overall player I created, and people are like, you're cheating. Well, I use a draft pick calculator that tells you basically the value, and when you compare it to real life trades, it's very accurate. So that's basically what the game does, but some of the things, like they said, they found some issues. Some of the things aren't being accurately represented. Like I said, a couple of those top-end picks, for some reason, don't hold as much value as they do in real life. So, that's why I have to do that sometimes. Hopefully I don't have to do that anymore, though, it kind of seems. We have the ability to generate offers for your players and opposing players. We've made several improvements to the functionality in Madden 24. All the trade tuning mentioned above also applies to this crap. When you get offers for a player, whether he's on your team or another team, there will be a counter offer button when highlighted. Yeah, I did see that, and it actually did work. So I actually was able to get a little bit more from my player by countering the offer. So that's pretty cool. Solo, multiplayer. Many like us on the dev do both. Each player, yeah, new commissioner tools. So that's fair enough. New commissioner tools. We don't need to really see that anymore. Fantasy draft order. This is nice. Previously, the fantasy draft order could only play it in a standard order, going from picks 1 to 3. This year, you could choose this or a snake. Which were I want to know. I want to be able to choose my actual pick though, because obviously for a fantasy draft, like how to draft the perfect fantasy draft series. I usually sit around like 14 to 18, and I have to keep redoing until I find it, which is Trade difficulty cannot be set. I get it. I give players the option, but I do kind of like a base trade because there's going to be a lot of people just cheating, which, I mean, it's up to you. Do what you want, but easy, very easy, reducing the value needed for a trade. This might be something I do use when trying to fix rosters for real life moves, when EA is a little bit slow on, the draw, or if, like I said, with those draft pick trades, because I use the draft pick calculator at times to get a good value, because sometimes the game's value is wrong. But like I said, maybe they don't have to do that this year. Maybe they actually fixed it and the value's proper. Home field advantage toggle, please. I love it. This needs to be off 100%. Progression and regression sliders we'd like to see. Free agent negotiations per stage. Each stage can be set to 1, 2, fair enough. Draft timer. You can just have it off now, which is good, it seems. Draft generation. You might be asking yourself, what is a draft? We already know about that. So they have new generators, over 50 of them. The 99 hit power linebacker, the 6'9" tight end, wide receiver, stuff like that. Generational prospects. Anything new here? This year there will be generational prospects that are available at every single position across the offensive line and at fullback, tight end, defensive end, safety, and even punter. I mean, they already had that though, right? Outside of fullback, they've already had generationals at every position. No, am I not wrong? Like even the safety, the punter, they've absolutely had that. The superstar punters with 99 or 97 kick power, 83 accuracy. That's generational, no? I don't know. 99 club prospects will be 99 club prospects this year that will enter the league elite in a specific area and on their game. So there's going to be, this they're talking about, like, is this real life they're talking about? I would assume. I don't think there's going to be 99, like, is that what do they actually mean, like, draft picks? Oh, okay, so fair enough. I'm trying to paraphrase and kind of skim because otherwise it'll be like a 50-minute video, but so 99 in different ratings, basically, which is kind of cool. Utility prospects, basically the dual threat, if you will, which is pretty cool. You can see cornerback, they could also be a wide receiver. So that can make things very interesting in user leagues to have like set parameters for, which players are allowed to switch positions. We're going to probably have to be a little more lenient in our franchise with this kind of stuff being a thing. Injury-prone prospects. I see that all the time, dude. I hate that, but I guess it is what it is. Other draft class updates. Adjusted the weight and frequency at which each archetype can generate at each position to more accurately match real-life rosters. Previously, each archetype at a position would have virtually the same chance of being generated when a class was created. The thing is, running backs. Like, there was so many of those power backs that were also very elusive with no change of direction. But we adjusted the weights of each archetype, so the more rare builds like slot corners, scrambling quarterbacks, and deep threat receivers would generate. Yeah, the deep threat receivers, there was so many speedy ones. There was like pretty much 8 95-plus speed guys every draft, which was ridiculous. Tune the college selection for top. Yeah, fair enough. Normalized all prospects to a default morale. Adjusted our generators to accommodate the New Jersey number rules. Relocation. So we added 15 new cities for a total of 34. So New Mexico, Alaska, Argentina, Ohio, Hawaii, Kentucky, Australia, Canada, Nebraska, France, Brazil, Puerto Rico, Japan, Canada again for Vancouver, and then Virginia. Interesting. The names and logos work has also been updated. Previously, each city had 3 name choices that were limited to the particular city. Name choices are no longer tied to the city, rather being available no matter where you move. The Oilers, however, remain exclusive to Houston. Uniforms have been entirely refreshed. Previously, you would select a uniform set and you would have access to that home and away. Now, selecting a logo choice lets you access the unique home, away, and alternate uniform for that logo. This will allow 9 uniform combinations per team. Salary cap management, we already seen this, but let's take a look. It doesn't really show if you can do it all yourself. Not all players will eligible for their contracts restructured. A player must have multiple years remaining on their contract and be making more than the league minimum salary. Players on rookie deals cannot be restructured until they've completed their 3rd season in the league per NFL rules. Wait, can that actually happen? I guess it makes sense, but it's not really common, right? Like, if a rookie's on your team for 3 years, typically they're good enough anyways. In franchise, the process of restructure has been made simple. Eligible players will have an additional restructure option on the player card. In addition to this flow, we've also added a single button restructure option to the screen, team salary screen. Prior to confirming, you will be, okay, fair enough. If your option, so they're going to have, like, how much money you make based on, the Pro Bowl, like, real life. You've noticed if your option appeared in the offseason. This was an easy to miss. Surprise. Yep, absolutely was. Player value and logic improvements. There's a lot going on in this this Gridiron notes. While we challenge every user to create and maintain the greatest dynasty the NFL has yet to see, the real competitor in almost all leagues are the CPU-controlled teams. For these teams, player value is the most important. Yeah, they got to stop letting their quarterbacks go to free agency, right? Like, that's the biggest thing. I want to highlight this work by making some small but notable changes. When choosing whether to extend players in the office during the season, you will now see the list ordered based upon how your team's front office values the players. Fair enough. Talent tree expansion, we've seen that. It is what it is. Well, it doesn't really matter knowing about this. It's about actually seeing what, kind of things they did. Miscellaneous updates, ability slots, morale tuning, and scouting UI improvements. So, yeah, that's kind of, random. But yeah, I mean, there's some pretty good stuff in here. Obviously, the regression slider I like. I like the new generators. I like the fact that there's, like, dual-style players now. You can, you got a wide receiver that's actually pretty sick for speed, and you need a cornerback more than a wide receiver. Maybe you put him at corner instead, or vice versa. Same with the quarterback to tight end, whatever. Maybe the tight end to quarterback. That kind of stuff could be fun. Obviously, I like the training camp stuff. A lot of them were actually really fun drills to do. What else? The obviously middle, the random options of turning off the stadium abilities. Well, that's what I get out of, home field advantage. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Turning off the auto reorder depth chart. That was so annoying for years. I hope it works. Draft class strength. You could change the, if you're seeing, especially, hopefully it works, if, let's say, the wide receivers are too sick often, especially with that speed, maybe you can lower it down a little bit. DTs, typically, there's a lot of them, and maybe there's too many, you want to get rid of that, but, it's probably something that most people are just going to leave base, which that's probably what I'm going to do when I play the game myself. The snake order, and yeah, it is what it is. That's kind of random. The extra trade slots are pretty cool. I like the 99 club prospects with the 99 special ratings is kind of cool. But yeah, some pretty good stuff in here. And relocation, I don't remember seeing if there was actually any new teams, but they said they revamped the uniforms. There's new locations, and you get more options with that team. You get alternate uniforms. So fair enough there, but that is pretty much going to be it. If there's anything you have a question about that you think I can answer, or there's something you're excited about, let me know in the comment section below. Maybe leave a like, maybe subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel, PK Plays. And there should be a Sacramento City Miners franchise video later today, speaking of relocation. And that's about it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!